Dajahao everyone. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I'm the poet that engineered design. Today we're giving air to the voice to a brilliant mind who has been in engineering for over 30 years. He'll be giving us insight of Industry 4.0. Why should we build a brand in Shenzhen? What does China have to offer, not only to the world, but particular Africa? So please stay tuned, like and subscribe, and we're giving air to the voice.
My name is Pietro. I'm from Italy. I came here from Milan in year 2000. I came actually to Guangzhou. I moved to China. I was running my own company, making industrial automation, providing services for many international companies. And so I was mostly traveling to bring the product I was making, that was automation of industrial plants around the world. And China has plenty of industry, not much automation at the time yet. So I was easily in China. So I decided just to move to China because it made much more sense for me to be close to the place where the innovation starts, in place of being in Italy, where the innovation has already arrived and passed, and it was trying to bring around the world innovation that was no more innovative. Okay.
So you've seen China grow. What can you say about the nation in terms of innovation, Industry 4.0? How has China been influential in the last 10 years? Or might I say, how have they developed their brand as a stronghold in the technology and engineering sector?
Well, I think that is a need that comes from, a result that comes from need. When you run manufacturing, for example, of course you can start with very cheap labor, and you don't care about the quality because you can make so big quantity for so low price that some good pieces will come out, some good product will come out. So altogether there is no much pressure. Then there is, at a certain point, the selective pressure come and start really choosing, selecting those who have the capability to innovate, those who have the capability to exploit other ways to make things. And then as a automation, let's say, expert, I found that the idea of the Western companies coming to China was, okay, now we sell some innovation that we used 10 years ago because they are 10 years behind. Well, China is a train, and is a train on a track, and is just another track. It's not the same track as the rest of the world. Like every country have their own way to go. So China is going fast and is going on a different track. So you cannot apply to China all that you applied 10 years before to other places. China is ways above other, and ways fourth on many things. Like, for example, the manufacturing. Yes, it's true. In other countries, there is a lot of automation. So you have a factory which is completely automated and makes a product from A to Z. In China, you have some automation in the machinery and you have plenty of workers. But on the other side, you have that companies that have managed properly have created all the automation they need in the tools to manage the production, to manage the passage of information, to create, let's say, specialized worker as minimum as less as possible, and have them very versatile, so they can move worker easily, and so they can adapt very fast to new products. You can have a line that can be set up for different production 3 times in a month, while if you have an automated production line, you have to have a campaign that is 6 months, otherwise it never returns in terms of investment. So that is something completely different. China is focused on having a balanced society, on having people working, people doing things, people using the things that are produced. The focus of China as a country is people. China has been rich of people for centuries, and that is why China still has the center in people. Other countries are more centered on the economy, on other metrics. and people become more like a tool to achieve those things.
Yeah. Okay.
In China, it's the other way around.
Okay. So, in terms of robotics, drones, we're now in the age of Industry 4.0, and you've seen Shenzhen grow. Do you think Shenzhen will be the #1 technology hub city in the world? Because currently it's second. What do you think about that? They say Silicon Valley in California.
Oh, Silicon Valley. Yeah, that place in America. Yes, yes, I heard about that. Well, look, I am here just because nobody called me somewhere else and nobody kicked me away from here. Actually, I came to China because this is the place where my work can be done best. Okay. I'm still here. And I moved from Guangzhou to Shenzhen because Shenzhen is much more important in that sense. So here there is really a lot of innovation. There is really a lot of creative thinking. And there's a creative thinking which is quite different from the West.
Yes.
In the West, the creative thinking is something like, oh, let's invent something that people may consume, may use, and then let's try to make some. So it's always start with the ideal thing of create something amazing, interesting, and then build it. And then here is more like, okay, so we have something, we can change it, we can improve it, we can make it better, we can, and then. It's more like follow the needs more than creating the needs.
Okay. Yeah.
So in that sense, I think here is much more sustainable, has better chances because needs will always exist.
Yes.
And then even someone else create needs. Once those needs exist, here is the place where it's easier to provide the best solution for those needs. Right. So maybe some Silicon Valley come out with some beautiful idea, and then they create a need through a lot of advertisement and creating image of things, and then someone in Shenzhen makes the stuff better and easier and cheaper, and people buy.
Okay.
But you cannot say this is a fault. This is actually a smarter way.
Yeah, smarter way of doing it.
Yeah.
So China lives by a smart life, We have Tencent, we have DGI. The future of technology exists within China. Like, have other countries retrogressed? Like you just explained, Italy has been going back. Do you think China is now way beyond other countries and countries have just failed to catch up?
No, I think the world is just an integrated thing.
Okay.
There is nothing like China and the rest of the world as two separate competing entities.
Okay.
I really believe that it's primary interest of China to make sure that the rest of the world is also developing.
All right.
Because China needs the rest of the world and vice versa to be working. It doesn't make sense, like nowadays it doesn't really make sense to concentrate some type of industry in a place because the transportation makes it not convenient. Like textile will always move easily because there is not much technology in it.
Yeah.
And it's really low cost stuff. So you move it wherever it's required. Okay. While something like making electronic chips, you have very few companies in the world making electronic chips for everyone. Now, who invent the chip, who invent the content of the silicon, may be a large variety of people, but who actually make the silicon are very few companies. Okay. Now, this is exactly saying integration is extremely important, and it's something that just goes by itself. Okay. When something is more convenient, when something is more likely to happen, just happens. So this kind of world of global integration happens. Now, it's important to keep the difference in terms of capability to contribute with variety. Okay, you cannot have a flat world in the sense that there is no novelty, no different idea. Okay, and that is also important why there are so many different systems, so many different approach to things. Yeah. China is open to learn how to cope with this. Doesn't mean that China is going to use this, but is open to really interact
All right.
productively.
What would you say to the aspiring African or engineer who wants to come to China? What motivational speech would you give to them?
Just come. Of course, I mean there is no need to say anything. It goes by itself. It's
Okay.
Consider what is the first step to get to the door of your home, and then to get to the next, and then you see along the path there are so many things. So
Right.
keep your eyes open, because you may find that there are so many other opportunities, even just at your doorstep. But if you have an idea to come here because you have seen, there is a reason for that. There is a point in that, which is you want to create some product. You want to talk to people who are the capability to interact with you on innovation, on creating something fast. Yeah, here that definitely is the place.
How long did it take for you to build your brand?
About 24 hours a day for something like 60 years.
Wow. Wow.
I'm 60 now, so yes.
Oh, damn. I mean, in China,
In China, then 20 years.
20 years. Wow.
Yes.
Is building a brand easy? Now you can tell people the
Building a brand. Well, building a brand is something that really goes with a very specific idea of commercialization of something. Now, for people like me, a consultant, the brand stays in the name that other people tell to other people when they talk about me. So my capability to do things and my capability to solve their problem, that is my brand. Okay? There is no really a name. It's just fame or bad fame sometimes.
Okay.
But
So for you, you think building a brand is based on your reputation, how you solve problems, right?
yes.
Okay. So in short, if somebody wants to build a brand, especially in engineering, their body of work and the way they conduct themselves is very important, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the brand, you see, your customer are gonna know the brand, but the brand will be on the market if you have the suppliers, if you have the engineers who work with you,
Okay.
and they will know you from the side which is behind the brand. So the real construction of something. If you are just a brand, you come and disappear in half a day.
Okay. So what do you think of China's intentions in Africa?
Well, I'm a little bit too far from Africa, and I'm a little bit too much inside China to have a real vision of that. But I can say the perception I have is that China is maybe the first one in the world, I mean the first one with some strength in the world, to try action which is slightly different with Africa than others did before. I think China is trying to develop Africa also as a, let's say, as a market, as a resource, as a people. Okay, so the attention of China, I don't think is only on the resources of, I mean, underground resources or natural resources of Africa, but as Africa as really a country of people, which is, of course, market opportunity, which is, I mean, no one is just a idealistic thing. I mean, the world runs because there is because there are people and because there is a passage of goods, ideas, and there is commerce. There is. I still don't think for China economy is the aim. Economy is the tool.
Okay.
The aim is people, and I don't think Chinese aim is Chinese people, but is people. Okay.
All right. Okay, cool. So I've got so much knowledge from you. It's enough. Can I say the word here? You should pause that. It's enough for me to consume and learn. Thank you for the wisdom. And
Okay.
Would you like to show us the project that you're working on, or you know?
That's okay. I mean, I have NDA with everyone, but I can show you something completely funny.
Okay.
You will never know what is this. This is based on the Peltier element, This is a stuff you put power and it becomes hot on one side and cold on the other side.
Okay.
So you can make fridge, you can make heater, you can make cooler, you can make things. Now the idea here was we wanted to check whether we can get energy out of this the other way around. So we know that theoretically it's possible, but we wanted to make an experiment and measure how much energy we can get. So we put hot water inside, cold air around, so it's kind of the room air around, and we found that we cannot even turn on LED. So we had to build all the system in order to check with the hot water inside and cold water outside, and we can actually turn on LED. So this is a very stupid thing, but it's actually related to a project. So sometimes it's something looks like nonsense, but it actually makes sense because you have to make a proof of concept of things before you start. Someone was ready to start a project and to pay money to get something built according to this idea.
Without
and then we had to boost the idea and say, no, sorry, this is not working. So we came out with a completely different solution, and the guy is very happy, but we designed in a different way. It was actually a new invention, the way we did. Okay. So this is one, and then with this spider box, I have, this is an Arduino module. And this Arduino module can actually detect positions. It's something like what is inside this thing, but it's open. So people can use this one to design their own wearable. And has the IMU, so detection of position and orientation and magnetic field, and has the battery has a haptic actuator like this one. So this is a previous version, so it can vibrate, and is a Bluetooth low energy. You can upload the software even through Bluetooth. So after you put inside the device, you don't need to connect anymore. It has the battery, it has the charger, everything included in a single thing. This is one project I did for a couple of, it's a design I made for a couple of customers that needed it. Here I'm testing a battery pack that has some problem, and it's for a completely different product. It's a kind of electronic signage that the German customer is developing. It's a very nice, very elegant, very brandy product. And well, so many. But now I have actually 6 projects running. Even one with a university in Shenzhen for some energy harvesting out of totally unexpected things, like out of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only in Shenzhen.
Yeah, only in Shenzhen. Only in Shenzhen. Yeah, Shenzhen, you get everything.
You get everything. I'd like you to subscribe to my videos and keep watching for the next kinds of videos that are going to come up. That are going to be creative, innovative, you know. We're giving air to the voice to all the entrepreneurs, innovators in Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, and subsequently the world. So, 再见, and see you next time.